From the president's perspective, this deal stinks with Australia. He called them the next generation of Boston bombers. He called them illegal immigrants, which is, of course, untrue. They're refugees, not illegal immigrants. But he doesn't like the deal. He has a right not to like the deal. The question is, why did you cut the deal within the Obama administration, the Democrats included? Why?
Well, look, this is not a deal that I was involved with when the Obama administration was doing it. So I'm not going to answer why the Obama administration did it. They thought it was in the best interest of the country. They were careful about it. If he doesn't like the deal, that's his right. But to have a contentious conversation and name call a country or the prime minister of a country that's one of our greatest allies in Asia is foolish. To suggest to the president of Mexico we may have to send U.S. troops into Mexico is foolish. And some of the statements that the president is making about Iraq and Iran are foolish. He's doing kind of amateur hour stuff on matters of significant national importance.
All right, so you're using the word foolish, but let's open it up for a second here, okay? President Trump did very well with the flyover states by giving people certainty that he won't be weak, which is how he characterized the Obama administration. I'm going to talk to these allies and our opponents and tell them the real deal. We're doing too much, they're doing too little, and it's going to change now. Tough talk. That's what he promised. That's what he's delivering.
You know what? I'm gonna take issue with you, Chris. That is what he promised. But let's use Iran as an example. Iran fired off an anti-ballistic missile, and we ought to be pursuing sanctions against them in the UN for doing that. I've supported sanctions against Iran in the past for doing that, as the previous administration did. So on that, we're together. But here's what President Trump is saying. He's complaining that Iran is gaining too much influence in Iraq and wants to be tough about it. But what is he doing? He said we should go in and take Iraq's oil, and he's banned Iraqi citizens, even those who have worked with our American military, from coming into the United States. Anybody who knows the region knows that strengthens Iran's hand. Iran is in Iraq basically saying you can't trust the U.S., you need to trust us. And when the President of the United States says we should steal Iraq's oil and Iraqis aren't good enough, even those who've helped our military, to come to the United States, Donald Trump is making Iran's case for them every day.